Okay, guys, so we're gonna be reacting to this new video, the most insulting Genshin update in history. Let's see what this is about because I haven't seen the live stream, so I'm trying to use this as a way to figure out how upset I should be about this. I know I've seen a couple things on Twitter saying that like this update has been kind of meh. So let's put this into perspective.
6.7 live stream 6.7
Oh my god.
went live a couple of days ago. And if I'm gonna be honest, I genuinely thought that this was going to be the one that ends it all. I know I said it a couple of times already, but I genuinely thought this was gonna be the end of it. I'm talking about the wave of criticism Genshin has been facing from the players over the past few weeks. If you didn't know.
Yeah, I see some of that. I mean, I've been playing the game for so long. I guess I don't. Okay, I don't play it every day. I don't play the game every day. I only come play for a couple days during an update, and I do all the stuff. So I don't grind this game every day. So I don't think um I feel as affected just because I'm not a super active player. But I feel like if I was, I I can see how there's so little to do and so little rewards that Genshin has been giving people.
The community has been on a rampage towards the game ever since the live stream before this. That phase went on for over a month or so, which is impressive in my opinion.
Perfect.
Because that is like the longest it has ever been in the game's entire lifespan. The live stream was highly anticipated, expected to tease the new region for the 7.x updates, the Snezhnaya region. We were expecting a Saritsa reveal, sightings of the remaining Fatsui Harbingers, big lore drops, new gameplay mechanics.
Did we know about all that though? I feel like we did. I seen stuff. Are they all leaks?
And those are some big hitters, you know, especially the region teasers, because Snezhnaya has been talked about since the absolute beginning of the game, and we are finally about to get into it very soon. This is very exciting stuff. So with all of that, I genuinely thought that the Genshin criticism wave would end.
No.
And the defenders would rise up again, and they would invalidate every criticism possible. But lo and behold, I cannot believe it, Genshin messed up so bad, in so many ways, that the
What? I haven't seen enough of this. Oh, well, now I'm excited.
criticism didn't just not stop, it got so much worse.
Failure.
Don't get me wrong, it's not all bad. There are genuinely some things that are good that come with it, but that's also part of the problem. Because even for the supposedly good things, even for the things that the community has asked for a long time, Genshin added a catch to it. Because of course they did. They couldn't just add a good feature, you know what I'm saying? They gotta torture us a little bit. For what? I don't know. But all I know is that the community is fed a meal, but they are not satisfied. That is the best way I could describe the situation at hand. But before we continue, if you want to see more content from me, feel free to smash the like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon to keep up with my videos. Without wasting any more of your time, let's just get right into it. So first of all, I want to talk about the good stuff, because like I said,
Okay, I'm excited to see the good stuff.
the live stream came with some genuinely good stuff in it. People like to push this narrative about me that I'm just a hater, a June poster, a LARPer, when in reality,
I mean, I feel like we're all secretly haters though. Like, if you like something enough, you get really mad when they fuck up really badly.
my criticism is actually very much valid. And surprisingly, I might know more lore than you. When something is good,
Everybody knows more lore than I do, so.
I will say that it's good. When something is bad, I will say that it's bad. And this is true in all of my videos, including my Genshin videos. In the video where I criticize the events, a lot of the events are bad.
Dude, that event, I mean, it was easy, and it was easy Primo Gems, but, dude, it was was so boring. It was short, but it was boring AF.
But I like the story, so I praise the story. In the video where I criticize the pacing and the dialogue bloats, I feel like even when the way the story
I still cannot believe Lohan it's not a tutorial fragment, but a segment. I I was so sure. I was 100% sure that Lohan was going to be a tutorial segment that gained its own independence or its own personality, and then decided to be different or something. That was my theory, and I messed up so bad on that.
is told is bad, the lore itself and the depth of it is actually very deep, so I made sure to praise it. These are the things that prove my criticism is valid, but for some reason, these crazy defenders just completely let those things fly over their heads like a helicopter and have selective hearing. The thing is, and this is something for
That's the problem. If you just praise something, even when it's bad, it's never gonna get better. Like we all know it's not perfect, so why are you hating on the criticism so bad? Like it's fine. I mean, not everybody's gonna like the game, right? There's bad things and there's good things. And only if you understand the bad things, you can actually enjoy the good things. If you think that everything is good, then everything is mid.
these people to do some introspection on. If my valid criticism, the truth of the situation, sounds like hate, it says a lot more about the game you are defending than it does about me. Because I'm giving you receipts, I am giving you proof, I am showing you that the people are unhappy with these features, and even then, these people just invalidate it because it doesn't go with their narrative, and it hurts their feelings. Thankfully, my community, the people that watch me, have common sense. You know what? I get called out when I'm wrong, and sometimes they disagree, and that's okay. But even then, they wouldn't call me a liar or a LARPer and push these narratives towards other people to invalidate my criticism. Sometimes you can really spot the bad eggs in the Genshin community really easily.
God.
And I'm just gonna be brutally honest, these people are the ones who are holding Genshin back from improving. Hard pill to swallow.
That is accurate though. The reason why Genshin hasn't gotten so much better. Like we see other games, right? Like we see CCC, we see WUA. I feel like CCC and HSR are the most clear comparisons because they are marginally better, right? They are more generous with the events. They give you more wishes or whatever their version is, and you are more likely to get the characters that you like. In comparison to Genshin, that barely gives you anything. Like you literally have to wait 3 or 4 updates to be able to get enough for the chance of getting the character you like. Because let's be honest, most people don't play the game every day. If you do, then I mean, what are you doing? But Genshin is not a game that you're supposed to be playing like 24/7, right? So 90% of the time, you're gonna finish the game way before, or you're gonna finish all the quests and updates in like a couple days, and then you have barely anything left for the whole month until the next update or whatever the next update is. Um, and there's so many good characters like that you may like and you're not gonna get just because you don't realistically have enough wishes to be able to get the character that you like. And people that just glaze the game for no reason, like okay, not for no reason, but mainly for things that they know are the exclusions, not the overall experience. Like you can enjoy an event and you know that it's good, but the whole game is not that way, right? That's what in like how can I explain it? like with the Torii quest, right? It was a good quest, but the whole game is not like that. Like the whole game is not paced like that. Like there is Fontaine, the at least the end of Fontaine, right? We know all of the Fontaine Archon quest wasn't like that. There was the prison area that was so slow, especially if you follow it the way how you're supposed to. Like most people skip like 70% of what the Fortress of Meripede was about because the quest was so long. The game allows you to skip it, right? So then you have to go back to do the quest with the little things caterpillar, and that's supposed to be at the same time as you're doing the Arkham quest. But you don't just because the game allows you to skip it because it knows it's tedious and it's way too long. And then when you go back, you notice how tedious and how long the quest was supposed to be more than it already was. And then you have the final um, parts of the Arkham quest with Farina and Novelette, and those ones are peak Genshin. But the whole Arkham quest wasn't like that. We all know the whole game is not like that. It's those exceptions. They are the exception, not the rule. And when you glaze those things, making people assume that the whole game is like that, people will try the game and get disappointed, and then there's going to be people that's going to just never touch the game again because you were never honest about how the game experience was going to be. And Hoyo just keeps um, taking advantage of that narrative because they don't see a reason why not to, because people will protect them no matter what. It's like a company like Hoyo needs criticism so things can improve. Like we can have Genshin be as good as or as um we can have Genshin give you as much stuff as CCC if we put enough pressure on it. Like if Hoyo notices that people are pushing back enough on the game and people are actually making meaningful uh, criticism to the game, and that it's making newer people that are just getting into the game understand what they're getting into and also criticizing it the same way, that will make Genshin to be a way better game because it will be closer to CCC uh, rewards than it is to current Genshin.
Hello, but that is just the truth. So what are the good stuff that I appreciate about in the live stream? First is the map expansion. It is welcome because Not Cry is the region with the least map expansions throughout the updates, and we are finally getting it next patch. To my surprise though, the map expansion is very huge. We are not just getting 1 or 2, we are getting like 5 new zones. All of them look very big and colorful, and they showed us that we could see the world of Teyvat from up there. It looks like some of these areas might have hella lore drops too. We have this area, which is apparently the hidden facility used by the ancient dragon lords to experiment on and research lunar life forms. The place is heavily populated by Kuhenki, very cute beings, but it holds a lot of lore. The far side of the moon, which is in my opinion, this looks the absolute best among the others. They didn't show much for this specific zone, probably for a reason. The live stream said that it's the dark side of the moon, another hidden base, but this one is packed with advanced dragon technology that explains the historical truth behind Project Moongazer. Sounds interesting. We have the Lunar Sea, introduces a concept similar to the Floor is Lava challenge, which opens us to a new exploration mechanic. We are
Okay, that all looks nice. I kind of like that.
flying here, and honestly, the game just looks great. Some of these zones have pretty high elevations, and normally I would complain about that because to go higher we need specific characters, and climbing in this game absolutely sucks.
Dude, that's my biggest pet peeve about Genshin. Unless you have Salonin or another similar character, it sucks to climb. You literally have things you can't climb because you slide off and then you lose your footing. So all the meaningful uh, progress that you did, all to the water. It's all gone. And all because your character decided to step in the wrong pixel. That is my problem. It's like just do not step in the wrong pixel. But everywhere is a wrong pixel. Everything is a wrong pixel. So there's not even like, oh, I'm gonna avoid this area. Either it works this time, like sometimes it's even worse. Sometimes you are stepping into the same exact spot that you were stepping on before, and this time it decides to slide off. It does not matter. And then you fall to your death. And then you have one less character. And then you regret the fact that you decided to not cook food. So you have to teleport all the way back to a tower or a statue of the seven and then come back around. Why?
It's the biggest piece of dog shit. I don't need to tell you that, you already know. But this time, it is all good because, well, we are on the moon. The gravity on the moon is very different because you are outside Tavat. The baseline gravity on the entire moon is naturally much lower. So when we
Is that true?
jump, we're gonna float pretty high up. Crazy, mind-blowing thing. And crazier enough, they mentioned that later in the game, we're going to be able to unlock a new gadget of some sort, which will allow us to manipulate gravity at will.
The question is, will that stay as a permanent thing, or will it only be for certain puzzles? That will be the question, though. That sounds
This has a lot of potential. The puzzles could be very, very fun, and the explorations could be absolute bangers. But I'll wait until the update actually comes because you don't really know what they're gonna pull off. Continuing, we are getting a whole story quest with it too. I was excited for it to be an Archon quest or something like a Segway quest to lead us into the Snezhnaya patch, but I think this is fine too because the filler quest doesn't seem to be entirely filler. Won't know until it actually comes out, am I right? But speaking of Snezhnaya, the trailer at around the end of the live stream, when they revealed everything, holy balls, that was cinema. War is coming, holy balls. That sent a chill
winter is coming
through my spine. Get it? Chill? Because Snezhnaya is cold? We're getting a teaser of a lot of the areas, and one of them looks like an actual Disney castle. It looks so much better than I thought it would. We got a new Harbinger reveal too.
I know they decrease his nose. I don't know if he looks weird though. I don't know about it. I don't know if I like it. He looks weird still. I feel like they should have stuck with the original design. I mean, it was gonna look weird either way. Just make it a huge nose. Just say fuck it. We designed it this way. We're gonna keep it. It's probably like a rendering thing. They probably needed it for not to have to deal too much with physics, but
Sanella, and his in-game model is actually very, very good.
The question is, does that mean since they had to correct his model, does that mean that he's gonna be a playable character? That is a good question.
I'm impressed. Apparently they nerfed the nose, but overall I genuinely think it looks good. Compare that to the D-Look model, am I right? We are only getting the voice for the Tsaritsa, which started a debate on Twitter for a while.
Wait, what? I didn't hear that. We know who the voice of Sarita is.
And that just shows me that people are genuinely excited for this update. We see new enemies, the community theorized the bunny assassin looking enemy to be a local legend, and with it, we got the reveal of the Cryo Traveler. And I'm gonna be honest, if I'm gonna judge it purely visually, it looks very mid. But compare that to the other Traveler.
Okay, that has to be a minigame, right? There's no way we can actually use a gun. I mean, we have all the kid that uses guns. But the thing is, right? Traveler is a sword wielding character. Wait, but Traveler uses a gun, and there's not a gun weapon. Never.
Other elements, I think this one is the best. So good or bad depends on what you compare it to, right? Compare it to Ye Shiguang from ZZZ, yeah, no chance. Am I right? Something that I don't see a lot of people talking about is how good the Cryo Traveler is going to be. Because if we're going to be for real, Cryo is one of the weaker elements compared to the others if you don't have.
That sucks because I love Cryo. All my characters have been Cryo. My first 5-star was Ayaka, and I have always built my teams around Cryo since then. Now I have a Skirk team, and it's still a Cryo. The one element I do not have anything meaningful from, it's Pyro.
The meta 5-star characters for it, right?
Which is why I need Sandrone.
Right? Same thing goes for the Electro elements. To make it better,
I'll take Electro. I can use Fischl. I can bring back my Fischl. I don't care.
Genshin gave us buffs for it. And this is where we go into the parts where it's supposed to be good, but it came out to be not entirely good.
I don't like where this is going.
Genshin announced character buffs, which should always be a good thing, at least in theory. In a live service game, power creep is like Thanos. It is inevitable. No matter how balanced the game is, sooner or later, a newer character or a mechanic will be better than the rest of the roster, to the point where the older characters become obsolete. So the question is not about the game having power creep or not, it is about how big the power creep is, and what the game does to balance out the rest of the roster. Buffing is perhaps the simplest and most effective way to do it. It gives a lot of goodwill towards the players, and well, it's just good, ain't it? Wriothesley will be able to restore HP more frequently with his charged attacks, so he could do more.
I never played him. I tried him in the Imaginarium Theorem, and even in the Imaginarium Theater, he just did so little damage. He disappointed me. I mean, I am 100% sure I don't know how to play him, and that's the biggest problem. But I feel like even at lower levels, he should perform okay, even if you don't know how to play him.
Or enhance normal attacks. Chi-Chi, arguably one of the worst, if not the worst character in the game.
The worst.
Is also getting buffed. Her elemental skill provides the entire team with a damage bonus increase and can deal damage.
I see some sneak peeks that she can actually do good damage now, and it's like an off-field, like a constant cry infusion or cry application. So, I mean, I don't have a Chi-Chi, so
Damage off-field as a cryo sub DPS. Yae Miko's lightning strikes from her Sessho Sakura will be able to deal additional damage. These things are just great things to have. So what's the issue, Glaive? How come something this good in nature like character buffs be bad? You're just hating. Let me remind you, I did not say this was bad. I said this is good, but not entirely good. And how do you make something amazing? Like character buffs not entirely good, you put conditions on it. So good or bad depends on how much you can tolerate the conditions. Unfortunately, for a lot of the player base, the buffs introduce.
So, okay, so it's probably the buffs only apply if they are stellar, right? Like if you are using a specific team, the buffs apply. Kind of like how the Hexrite buffs work.
Used in the live stream are considered intolerable because these buffs I just talked about, they only activate when these characters are within something called a Polestar field, a field that is generated by a new elemental reaction called Stellar Conduct, which is a new, stronger version of Superconduct, one that, coincidentally, only the newest 5-star limited banner character upcoming next patch, Sandrone, can do.
So you need Sandrone to make this characters good. Is that what it's saying? It's basic. So Sandrone is basically the Columbina for this. Okay.
Insane, right? So in other words, the
Wait. Columbina puffs all elemental reactions, right? And make everything lunar. But I think what his meaning here is that Sandrone will cause uh, stellar conduct, and that only buff the characters that have that specific like Polestar build. So am I right? No.
conditions given for the buffs
Let's
of
see.
these older characters mean you need to pull for the newest 5-star units. They are pay gating the buffs. I can't take this shit.
So they are not. So characters like Chi-Chi are only better if they are in a Syndrome team. Not. It's not like a buff by itself. It's not like a Hexrite buff. Wait, no, because at least Hexrite buffs they can. You can just mix other characters together. But this one requires specifically Syndrome.
As you can imagine, that caused a massive outrage. I mean, of course. Why wouldn't it? Why can't they just buff these older characters normally?
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
I mean, they clearly needed it for such a long time, and they still have fans up to this day. Why can't they just do a simple act of goodwill that could help a significant chunk of the player base? Money. I mean, at this point, everybody has a Chi-Chi just sitting there on the bench, never getting played. Wouldn't they be helping a lot of accounts if she got good?
No.
When the update goes live, if you are not pulling for Sandrone, unfortunately, Chi-Chi will stay sitting on that bench. Of course, the calculations haven't gone out. She might just still be bad after the buff, because who knows, am I right? But the bigger
I saw good numbers coming out of Chi-Chi in that team.
question is, why not just buff Superconduct as a whole instead of making it a one-character thing? Money. Fuck the lore and whatever story they attach to it. Who cares? I've seen motorbikes and flying guns in this game. Why can't they buff Superconduct as a whole and make Cryo and Electro characters better? What's the reason? Wouldn't it be good if everyone gets this buff without it being locked behind a 5-star paywall? Is what I would say if the Stellar Conduct reaction was strictly tied to Sandrone. Yes, all according to...
That's what I heard. That it's for now tied to only Sandrone, but eventually will be way more Cisnea characters. So that's what I heard. I could be wrong though.
Keikaku, I have
I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong. What are you talking about?
activated my trap card and I bamboozled you. This wasn't really discussed in the live stream by the voice actors, and if they did, then it's really brief and not a lot of people caught on, because obviously the outrage wouldn't have started if they did caught on. But I realized something as I was reviewing the live stream for this script. The teaser for Snezhnaya, the big update coming soon, when they were showing off the Cryo Traveler, they were pairing it with Beidou, an Electro character, and they did a reaction. Normally, this would be a Superconduct reaction, but interestingly, it generated a Polestar field. The exact same Polestar field generated when you create a Stellar Conduct reaction with Sandrone. I am surprised nobody talked about this, but yeah.
Wait. Is the Cryo Traveler going to like he'll be able to activate stellar reactions. That'd be a good use for the Cryo Traveler, not gonna lie.
Yes, Cryo Traveler can in fact do the stellar conduct reaction and creates a Polestar field, which makes the older character buffs earlier talked about available for everyone for absolutely.
But we will have to wait until Cisnaya gets released.
Free. You don't need to pull for Sandrone to get these buffs, but there is still a catch though.
But wait, there's more.
Next patch, we won't be getting Cryo Traveler.
My disappointment is immeasurable. And my
To a
days
couple
are
more
numbered.
months.
You
I
would
think.
need to wait a whole patch cycle to get those character buffs. It will only be pay gated for a patch. But well, it's really up to you to decide if that is considered a bad thing or not. I think it's leaning towards the good side, right? Because we have been waiting for so long for these buffs, an additional patch wait is really nothing compared to it. And I can tolerate waiting for a whole patch to get my older characters buffed. But what I can't tolerate is the audacity of these devs. Genshin will always remain Genshin. It is probably a philosophy for them at this point. It is written in their office or something, and it becomes clearer and truer when you talk about the light race wish banner. So you're saying last patch, a whole movement started because the devs gave out 60 polls for an entire patch for around 2 or 3 patches straight while releasing meta-breaking characters, and your response to that is to introduce a
Was she that meta though? I feel like a lot of people got kind of disappointed. She didn't really replace Bennett completely.
whole new banner? That is daring! You're just asking for it at this point. The banner in question is for the 5-star characters that are being
Dude, why is Chichi there? I mean, I know she got buffed, but why is she there? Like, okay, so these two are standard units, right? These ones will make sense. Limited characters that they're bringing back. But standard characters? I mean, I know it's supposed to be like so people can target them, but I don't think this one even got buffed.
buffed next patch. Buffs that don't work without the stellar conduct reaction. The stellar conduct reaction that won't be accessible unless you pull for Sandrone or choose the free option, which is to wait a whole patch for the Cryo Traveler. So you're saying if you don't pull for Sandrone, these characters will be the outdated power creep characters that they are.
I am confused. Because is a Mitsuki animal? How does she benefit from stellar reactions though?
The moment you pull them, pull the characters now and receive the benefits later, headass. The banner is also shared with the very much community-wide hated Chronicled Wish banner, the one that uses limited banner pulls instead of standard ones. And yes, even though they are old, power creep characters that don't get a rerun anymore, it still has the 50-50 system. What a joke! It's a bit weird because I'm not laughing. Where is the funny? Oh, here's the funny thing. When it comes to making money, Genshin goes full throttle. They could make predatory systems and revenue mechanics nobody could ever think of before. They are the absolute masters of that. But for quality of life updates,
Biggest piece of dog shit.
they have to be trolling, right? I mean, I don't know what else to say. There is no way they are stupid. Like, they absolutely know what to do, but they just botch it for fun or something. There is actually absolutely no reason why they would fail in implementing a very simple, basic quality of life update that is incredibly wanted by the community to the point where they are begging for it. But for some God knows why reason, they fail to meet the bar every single goddamn time.
We do not care.
And it's not like it's a particularly high bar to reach, you know what I'm
They
saying?
don't.
The bar is on the floor for crying out loud. It's the bare minimum, but they still mess it up. Why? How are you so incompetent? And tell me I'm crazy, because I missed it on my first watch party of the live stream, and it was very glanced over, right? They said they are adding a dialogue skip button into the game.
I saw that. It's not a real skip button. You're just skipping to the next line, which basically just means you will have to like spam skip to be able to get through
Wait a minute, not a bait and switch? Like they did the other day when they promoted the skip function to be a story skip function, only for it to be an in-game time skip function where everyone celebrated it, only for them to get disappointed immediately after they read the fine print? Holy shit, that is revolutionary! In other games, it has already been present since launch. It is basically a basic function in every other game nowadays. Even if it's a story-heavy game, there is still a dialogue skip function. So it's not like Genshin is special in
Right, because games like Genshin, having going on for so many years, is unreasonable to us people that are starting right now, all the way from Mondstadt, to have to read every single dialogue. Like there is so much, and it's not like it's necessary because there's a pretty good chance all these like lore heavy concepts have already been spoiled for them. Like they have seen it somewhere.
that regard, right? Something basic for every other game is revolutionary for Genshin, just because of how absolutely stubborn and arrogant these devs are. Let that sink in for a second and go have a counseling session. But anyways, it is here. So why am I still so agitated? Because it is yet another half fix.
What you doing? Hiya.
And even just the wording of it already pisses me off. Let's read this together. Trigger warning, I am fucking pissed. Starting with most quest from version Luna 8. Traveler can now press to advance to the next line of dialogue at most times. What the fuck? What the actual fuck is this? There are so many things wrong with this. I just couldn't fathom how bad this is and how nobody is as mad as I am. Genshin is rage baiting and I am absolutely rage baited, bro. Like, what are we doing? First of all, isn't this always a thing? No. Usually in most dialogues, you couldn't skip by spamming buttons. You had to wait until the dialogue finishes or the animation finishes, and then you can click to advance forward. But now there is a special button for you to press apparently, and now we can pace through the quest without any pauses. Yippee! How wonderful! What the fuck is this? So basically, it's the exact same spam the button bullshit, but just a little bit faster.
Why are you the way that you are? Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way. I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
How fucking great. And you know what the best part is? It is only for the quest after version Luna 8. It is not for the entire game. Better yet, it is only for most quests after the new updates. And better fucking yet, I'm not done. It is not all the time. It is most times. I'm so done. So not only this is shit, you can only do it for the new quest sometimes. These devs are trolling. I can't. These devs are trolling. Funnily enough, there are actual, apparently living human beings on Twitter rejoicing for this quality of life updates. Rejoice, travelers, they said. This is a great update, they said. Holy fucking cope. How much dick is up your ass to praise this absolute dog shit feature?
Glaive, you should be thankful that the devs have finally given us what we wanted after we practically begged for years. Why are you not glazing the game, Glaive? You must be biased. You must be a drama farmer. Wah.
Do they deserve any praise? Do you realize how insulting this is? They know exactly what the players want. They know exactly how to implement it. They have a lot of examples from other games. It is not like they're
Their own games, like CCZ and HSR, have implemented those things.
are stuck in their own bubble in the office and don't interact with literally anything else. They absolutely know what to do. They saw the player feedback. They saw the Genshin criticism videos on YouTube. They saw the surveys and they replied with the big glowing capital letters of fuck you. And guess what, Genshin? Fuck you too. I will never stop making Genshin videos until we, the players, get what we deserve. These devs might not watch my videos, and that's fine because there are Chinese people translating my videos on.
What the fuck? Okay, that's hey.
on Bilibili, profiting off of me, getting money just translating my videos. Maybe they'll watch that. But what is more is that I have people who watch me. A staggering amount of people watch these videos, agreeing with the points I am making. Because why? Because these are real, valid fucking criticisms. I strongly believe we will overpower the sloppy Genshin defenders who are defending these bare minimum responses from the devs, because at one point they will realize that from the very beginning we have always been on the same team. We are. How do I know that? Because one day when Genshin locks in, picks up their shit, and actually implements full fixes, like giving us more free-to-play polls, giving us actual working quality of life updates, characters that introduce a new way to play instead of just calculation increases, like the idiotic lunar reactions, actually giving us exploration improvements without pay gating it behind characters, and all of the other stuff. When they implement all that, I guarantee you they will celebrate with us. They will glaze the game to the moon, and we will all be happy. So why defend the game while it's taking half measures? You should ask for more. You shouldn't celebrate these baby steps, because the devs will think that that is enough, and they won't improve it for another 2 years. So ask, screw it, start preaching it loudly, because it was never about drama. It was about fair treatment. It is always about basic human decency. If the devs truly do care and are generous as they say every time they have a developer live stream, then they should fucking act like it. Is that so hard to understand? I don't think so. I haven't even gotten into Sundrone, and she has a lot of problems on her own. But I think I spent too much time on this video. I spent a lot of energy on this video, and frankly, I don't think my vocal cords could handle it. So I will be talking about it in my next video after this. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see the Sundrone video after this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and share it to other people who you think might enjoy these videos and need their eyes opened. Leave a comment down below on what you think about this whole situation. But that is all from me, Glaivekiyo, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.
What a great video. I mean, I see what people dislike him. I mean, I don't see it as that big of an issue. I think that he is honest when it comes to the criticism. I mean, he's being not super biased, right? Like, he's upset with the game, and that's understandable. But what a great video. That was so good. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.